Yo, what is good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned with yet another JJK Phantom Parade video. I hope that you guys did truly enjoy that JJK first year video. Just a very interesting concept I thought should be touched upon, because it seems like they are going to move maybe to categories, or I say it seems like, it just makes sense in my logistic model that they move over to categories instead of mono teams for how they're going to try to shift the meta in the game. You remember in my first video I was talking about how, it started off with let's corral around Gojo and let him do all the work. Then it turned into, okay, monocolors, and now it's going to turn into categories maybe, right? And it may not even be categories like in the game right now. Like, it may not even be these categories right here. They could literally start actually just adding categories into the game if they really wanted to. I mean, how else are you really going to add a little twist onto the team building in this game, really? If you look at Dokkan, they literally did not start with mono team, or they did not start with categories, and then quite literally they had an update where they finally were like, all right guys, we're doing categories, which all it did was change, the structure of leader skills for the rest of the landscape of the entire game. Yeah, no biggie, right? But even still, when they first dropped category leader skills in Dokkan, I'm pretty sure this goes to show how long my tenure in these games. I'm pretty sure when they first added categories into Dokkan, it was with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the tech one, and then it was Physical Omega. I don't remember the celebration, but I do remember specifically that whenever they came into the game, it quite literally said to be determined for their leader skill, because I guess they just had not figured out how to. It was the first time they did it, right? And I guess they didn't realize the ramifications of adding categories meant, like, not only do we have to put this as the leader skill, but like also we have to go back and backtrack and like code every unit that is in that category into that category now and add them in, right? Now the process is a lot easier for them. They had a lot of categories, like a month, a year, and a year. I won't say a month, that's crazy, right? But in a year they do add a few categories, right? So they could add actual categories into the game, but until they actually add categories into the game, we are listed off of these categories right here. And by the way, guys, I talked about how the stats I was getting from the buffs from my current level was giving these stats to the first year at Tokyo Jujutsu High. Probably just not going to go over that information for the rest of these videos, because if you look at every single category, they're all getting that much at this point, because you level up and it literally goes down a chain of like, okay, these categories, and then the chain resets. Crazy enough, I guess I'm at the end of that chain, because the chain resets back at first year at Tokyo. So I guess every 10 levels, maybe. Let's see. No, maybe it's like after 5 levels and then the next level up, or something like that, some weird rhythm to it. Or maybe it's not even that uniform and I actually am just literally like smack dab on the ring where all of my stuff is even, and it's just convenient for these videos. Cool. We're going to go ahead and talk about all of our second year at Tokyo Jujutsu High roster characters, and then we will talk about what the category needs, how they could improve, what we can see in the future. But if you guys do enjoy videos like these, then you can definitely go down below. You can hit the like. You can also hit the subscribe and notification bell so you can get notified every single time the Dead Man decides to glide. And you can also go down below and comment and let me know what you want to know. But we're going to crack right into this video, man. So guys, taking a look at the second year at Jujutsu Technical High category, I'll be real, the category is absolutely stacked. I mean, quite literally, if you needed to do a mono green team, you already have your front line right here, like one of the craziest buffers in the game, right? I say one of because she just buffs green, not everybody. One of the craziest buffers in the game, some of the craziest like debuffers in the game. Maki's is not that bad either. This Maki's not that bad. Now, Maki is not a character to write home about in most cases, but like this Maki's, like I said, just not too bad. She is a mono green unit though, so you actually do have an entire mono green second year Jujutsu High team, funnily enough, because you could run Panda in the backline if you really wanted to. But then, even for the yellow units, Gojo stacked. Inumaki's not that great, but I mean, he'll definitely get a SP buff. I mean, this Inumaki could SP buff. He'd be random. I feel like maybe he doesn't necessarily need it because nobody's looking for him, but at the same time, nobody would hate if he got an SP buff. So we could see it, man. And I guess I don't really have to list off the characters that we're missing from each color, because like these guys are kind of like special case, because like this is a past thing. We shouldn't expect a lot of characters from this, right? Like they could do this every 0.5 anniversary if they wanted to and keep adding more and more different characters from this, but like we should not expect that. I would just go ahead and say that just because it is a past memory event, we should be expecting more versions of like adult Gato, of adult Shoko, of adult Gojo, right? That's what we'll be expecting. But pandas, we could definitely see more pandas. Blue panda would be interesting. A panda that's actually good would be interesting. I mean, no, that's unfair. I do like this red panda. I think this red panda is solid. But I don't know that I've seen a stage yet where I'm just screaming, you know, from the top of my lungs, like, yes, Panda, I'm so glad you're here. Like, no, I've never really seen that. I would definitely like to see a blue panda just to give us more variety, though. I think we just, as a game, I think they do need to work a little hard to give us a bit more variety of options, because I feel like if you look up guide videos, like, you know, like if you look up a Dokkan video, now different, very different, yes, Dokkan has like 3 billion characters versus this game's like less than 100, but I still feel like we could definitely have a little bit more options, a little bit more wiggle room, right? Like, let's talk about the fact that Kechizu and Iso are not in the game, or Eso are not in the game, even though we've already passed that point in the story. We haven't gotten Hawasaka, we haven't gotten, you know, Koga. I'm just naming random stuff that has occurred in the story that of people that we could have, you know, characters for, right? We haven't gotten, I don't know if we're at the point yet where Naobito Zenin is fighting and everything, but I mean, they already got Dagon in the Japanese version, so I guess Naobito would be like that character, right? Like, we haven't gotten Naobito, like we're just missing a couple characters, man, and like, I'm not mad about it. They have been going back over hype characters, but I mean, like, a little more diversity is equally as hype. You know, I love getting another Yuji. Yes, love it. I love pushing my character growth system. Y'all know I'm fanatical about that character growth system, but man, it'd be nice, you know, if we got, and obviously Ino came at the point that he came in the story, right? But like, it'd be nice if we just got other variants of characters too, right? Like, it'd be nice if we actually got a Todo who was good, because like Todo should be good. Like, why is Todo not good in this game? Couldn't tell you, could not tell you, but like, Todo should be one of the top tiers of characters. That's insane that he's not, right? Like, we could start hitting other characters, right? And even if it's not a new name character, we could just start hitting other characters in certain categories. Now Todo, I'm glazing right now, like he wouldn't be in this category, right? But like, you know, we could, I mean, we got enough Makis right now. We got a pretty abundant amount of Makis, but we do not have a yellow Maki. I will say that. You know, Inomakis, we got some pretty good Inomakis right now, but I already said in my last video, we don't have a green Inomaki. We could use a green Inomaki, but like, one thing that I do notice that is screaming, that is glaring to me in this category is the same thing as the first category, right? This category just doesn't have a buffer that is generalized for the entire team. Most of the time, what these teams are missing are entire buffers or entire, you know, tanks, right? This one, unfortunately, does have a pretty solid tank, and I will say solid. I do like this panda quite a bit. This panda, I think, is an attacker, right? No, he's a defender. Ooh, that's rough. Let's keep up that boy. But yeah, we got tanks, man. We got solid DPSs. The Haijo, Young Gojo, you know, good DPSs. They have good debuffers. Now, there is a problem in the fact that their debuffers are all color kind of like specific, but I mean, like, yo, the only color specific buffer they're missing is like yellow, and I mean, Inamaki is a debuffer, but I mean, whenever they decide to go back around and make a new yellow Inamaki and completely replace him, then yeah, he's gonna be looking pretty menacing. Or quite literally, they don't even have to release a new yellow Inamaki. They could quite literally just SP buff this one. But yeah, the second year category is actually looking probably equal to the first year category, just because, like I said, man, a lot of damage dealing options. They do have some tanks. They do got some really good debuffers. I'll be real, they got some good debuffers, man. But like, and they even got one of every color, but they only have one buffer. So maybe they're a little better than first year because they got one buffer, right? But then they got no buffer in any other color. This buffer is specifically for green, and let's see, I could be misreading. Yeah, specifically for green allies. Yeah, so that crazy buff right there ain't working. The heals work for non-green allies, but I mean, like, healing is always going to be good no matter what. It's crazy. Healing is always cracked, so I can't give it any more of a higher grade just because I can heal people of all colors. Healing is always crazy no matter what. Does that make sense? But like, buffing from all colors versus just buffing in general, or buffing mono colors versus buffing all colors, though, that's a little bit different. I can give you an extra point for that, right? But like, healing in general is always going to be cracked, especially in a game where there's only 3 dedicated healers. So it's just like, but yeah, I don't think this category is bad. And again, they have one of the craziest mono teams in the game for sure. Because like I said, stack these 3s up. If you really wanted a tank as bad as he may be, you could throw Panda in there. And even if you didn't want a tank, if you just wanted an extra DPS plus some extra debuffing to go on side of Gato, like Maki and Gato will probably serve a similar role on this, except for he would be ranged, he'll be Jujutsu, she would be physical, you know, and they would both be debuffing, which is all gonna make Gojo hit harder. But like, yo, mono green, second year at Tokyo Jujutsu High, actually running shit? crazy. And guys, I don't like for these videos to be super duper long because I'm just rambling, you know, about like something that is not certain, but something that will make a lot of sense. And again, I say, literally, you can see that Mekamaru has something that says whenever there are more Kyoto 30 or Kyoto students on the team, you know, he gets this, he gets this, he gets this. So we can certainly start seeing units designed in this way. And again, I do want to say, when they start doing this, it will finally give backline characters more relevance because they can finally make passes that say, when this character is in the 5th slot, in the sub slot, in the support slot, this happens, right? And when they start doing that, oh my gosh, team building gets a little crazier, man. It matters a little more. But right now, it's just put a big damage up, put like a buffer to do whatever else you want, right? Make that backline matter too. But if you guys did enjoy this video, go down below, leave a like on the video. You can also subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can comment down below and let me know what you want to know as well. But that's gonna be it for your boy DeadmanVince. Y'all have an excellent day. Peace out. Love ya.